YouTube channel. Today we're just going to kind of move through a couple grounding exercises to really specifically help with grief. So that's our intent for this flow. You can use it for anything. It's just a couple really nice exercises to help get ourselves grounded and kind of reset our nervous system. So let's get started. Join me on the mat. I like to bring a little pillow, blanket, um, bolster, anything to kind of put underneath your hips so that you can sit up taller. And if you have blocks too, go ahead and bring them. You don't absolutely need them, but these props just give a little bit more comfort and accessibility to bodies in yoga. So I like to kind of showcase how to use them and encourage people to bring them to their flow so that they can kind of find a new perspective with props. So join me, get comfortable. We're going to start in a seated position. So just allowing our brains and our bodies to be here in this moment. Again, sitting up tall. That's where I really like that pillow or bolster or blankets. It just levels up my hips. It allows me to sit up tall without discomfort, without figuring out how to change. It just allows me to be present in a seated position, which is oftentimes kind of hard. So any comfort, any accessibility to provide me in that state of sitting down on the floor is key. So make your space comfortable. Sitting up tall, allowing my hips to just kind of sink into that pillow, allowing my spine to elongate, bringing those shoulder blades just slightly back together, tucking the chin slightly to the chest. So I have a really clear and straight pathway from the crown of my head all the way down to the bottom of the spine where my pelvis is. Sitting up tall and greeting ourselves to this moment. So this little practice is really focusing on grounding in grief. So grief can be very overwhelming and chaotic, and it can even be a journey of numbness, of anything and everything, honestly. There really isn't complete words to describe grief or how to heal it, or how to navigate through it. It's just a journey and a process of feelings and love and anger and sadness, and all those things are human and important to feel. But sometimes those feelings can be a little too hard to navigate. And so that's where these grounding tools can kind of help us find perspective, but really more importantly, calm our nervous system, right? That's really important for us to get out of this fight or flight mode, to get out of this, what some people might call a stuck feeling. And so having these kind of little tools to help maybe bring you out of it or help you see it in a new light can be really beneficial and really healing. So I encourage you, if you've never tried anything like this, to just spend a few moments with me, um, being with ourselves, being with our grief, but also using a tool to maybe help find some comfort. So we are going to start with some tapping. So tapping and vibration help trigger parasympathetic nervous system, which is the key to unlocking relaxation, calmness in our nervous system. So we're going to start at the crown of the head, and we're just doing light taps. You're not being aggressive. You're not really hitting your head hard. This is all with a lot of gentleness and some grace. But as you do this, I know it may seem a little silly, just tapping your head. You're like, what in the hell is this going to do? But just try and see it from a new perspective today, right? So maybe looking at the tapping as a moment to just be aware with our body. Maybe we don't spend time um, tending to our body's needs and even feeling what things feel on our body. So, tapping vibrations, how that actually feels on our body. And so, just letting our breath and our time here be open to discovery. Good. We're going to move to the third eye. So, that's between our eyebrows here. And we're just tapping gently. And while we're doing this tapping, I want you to bring your breath at your belly. So, we're breathing in, really expanding the belly here, and in our exhale, we're bringing that belly to the spine and really contracting. So, a lot of feeling here, a lot of different motions and movements that we're simultaneously working on, but I want you to feel the depth of that and feel how that feels to expand and to release. Good. Moving it to the chin with our tapping. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Through the mouth or nose is fine and perfectly good. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Good. Moving to the heart space here. And this spot can be a little vulnerable. Our heart is here. We have a lot of nerves and a lot of acupressure points that relate to grief and to just emotions in and of itself are surrounded in the pecs and in the heart space. So even just gentle taps of and vibration in this area can incite some feelings of overwhelming, and just be with that. That's okay. Um, all this is normal, and there's nothing wrong with you if you are feeling or not feeling or whatever. This is just a time to kind of be with ourselves. Good. Moving down to the belly, continuing those taps. Again, inhaling in, really expanding the belly. And exhaling out. Contracting that belly in, feeling the muscles move. Good. Bringing our legs to come into extension here. And we're going to tap the tops of the thighs. Good. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Coming all the way down to the shins. Tapping. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. All the way down to your toes. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Good. I want you to slowly roll up as you bring your hands all the way to the tops of the thighs here. Good. Doing a little tapping helps just kind of take stock of our bodies, take stock of how we're feeling, our nervous system, and our muscles. So, tapping is a really good tool to kind of play around with, to again find awareness in our body. We're going to bring our feet into a butterfly pose, just kind of allowing our toes and feet to press against each other, opening the inside of the thighs. If you have those blocks, you can bring them right underneath the knees just for a little extra support. We're going to sit up tall, again, bringing that belly breath, inhaling in and exhaling out. I'm going to drop our right hand onto the ground. Inhaling in, lift up and over, side bend towards the right. And in these side bends, I want you to visualize and think about opening the side of the body, really letting the ribs have space, allowing for deep breaths. Inhaling in, exhaling out, switching sides, coming over to the left, inhaling in, lifting that right arm up and over, opening the right side of the body here. A lot of times when we're dealing with emotions of grief, we are constricting our body, right? We're closing in on it. We're not allowing for a lot of space. And so kind of doing the opposite of what our bodies are used to allows not only for a little bit of perspective change, but it allows our bodies to find space. So again, we're going to do that on the right side, lifting that left arm up, inhaling in, and side bend over. Again, allowing our bodies to make space even when things feel tough, heavy. Inhaling in and exhaling out, switching sides, lifting that right arm up and exhale over. Good. Lifting all the way back up to that neutral position. Inhaling in. We're going to lift the shoulders all the way up to the ears, playing around with that feeling of constricting ourselves really tight. And exhale, drop it down, releasing that constriction, allowing ourselves to be open. And one more time, really constrict everything up and tight together. Really, really tight. Inhale and exhale out. Release everything. Good. We're going to transition into laying on our backs. So taking your time, moving those props away, and I'll meet you on the ground. All right, as we make our way to our backs on the ground here, you can put a pillow, underneath your knees, or a pillow underneath your head if you would like a little bit of extra comfort. Totally up to you. But we're all going to come into this position, laying face up, taking a moment here. We're all going to shake our limbs, so lifting our arms up and shaking, and bringing our legs into extension and shaking our legs. So things like tapping and shaking, things that move our energetic vibrations and our nerves, our muscle tissue, our blood flow. All this triggers that parasympathetic nervous system, and it helps our body and our brain to find calmness and relaxation. So it feels silly, it feels weird, but it really is so beneficial to our brain and our nervous system. So taking an inhale in, really enjoying the shaking, not judging ourselves, not wondering if we're being aesthetically pleasing, just allowing the shaking, getting rid of that stagnant energy, that energy that feels like glue, that feels stuck to our bones and to our emotions. Letting it shake out, off our body, off our nervous system, off our energy fields. Taking one final deep breath in, inhaling in. We're going to bring our arms right underneath our head, above our heads. We're going to do a big full body stretch. Really inhale and stretch, and exhale out. Release everything down. Really allowing our body to sink into the mat below us, letting our limbs get heavy, finding stillness, noticing the sounds around you. Lucky me, I get to hear rain fall down outside. In this moment, maybe just giving a little bit of gratitude. So hard to find joy and gratefulness in such hard, heavy feelings and times in our life. But sometimes you really do need that change of tune. And like, yes, be in your feelings and you are validated in those feelings. But it can get to a slippery slope of letting those things be debilitating. And how can we get out of those feelings and navigate a little bit better? And sometimes doing these flows or these exercises, and even the simplest thing of like giving gratitude, which is so annoying, but it can be so incredibly helpful. And it really can take off some of that burden, some of that overwhelming feeling, and ease a little bit of that just for even just a little bit. Letting our bodies sink into the mat, doing a full body scan starting at the feet. I want you to think of a red ball energy starting at the feet, bringing heaviness to the body, calmness to the body as that light travels up the ankles, up the shins, up to the knees. It morphs into orange, coming up the thighs, up at the pelvis, a bright light of yellow shines through up to the abdomen. That yellow morphs into green, deep green light. Comes all the way up to our chest, shining with the blue light all the way up to our throat. And that blue light shines all the way up to our third eye, morphing into purple at the top of our head. Seeing these colors on our body, letting them infiltrate our muscles, our energetic fields. Knowing that I am worthy, I am capable, and I am safe. Taking one more deep inhale in as we close this practice. Feeling grounded, secure, and calm. Bringing our hands to the third eye right between our eyebrows. giving gratitude for this time, for our bodies, and for the little bit of self-love we gave to ourselves just a few minutes. Inhaling in all together, deep inhale in, and exhaling out. Namaste. This video on my YouTube, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're feeling frisky and want to support my page, be sure to check out new videos every Sunday, and thanks for joining.